Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Long Distance Stitchers. I'm Megan.
I am also Megan.
And we are doing an end of April stitch update, getting ready for Stitch North, which is next weekend. And then we will do an in-person episode, which I am so excited for. And I have a lot of stitching, so I'm glad we're doing an April one because I have lots of stuff to show.
Yeah, you have gone gangbusters.
I had a good month.
Very
good stitching
inspirational.
Month. Yeah.
I had a terrible stitching month relative to normal, but it's when I accumulated it, it was actually not that bad.
I
little
still think
progress on things that I expected big progress on. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, which is still not nothing. I had one big finish this month.
Were we doing
me? Yeah, which then inspired me to finish 5 other things. But yeah, you do your FFOs.
So I've got behind me here my Data Portraits in Paris by Shaded Stitchery. Oh, ring light. Us again.
And did you finish this in February, right?
I finished it in February. This is a stitch along that I mostly kept on track of.
Yeah, you did good.
Not day to day so much, but I did it all in February. I loved it. I did a lot of it while I was traveling. It was really easy hotel stitching because I was stitching in hand with Sulky. Like it was great.
Yeah.
I love this so much, and this is going to go sit in my office because people will ask questions. I also think I'm going to make like a little folded tag on the bottom that will say Data Portraits in Paris, W.E. Du Bois, right?
It'll be like an exhibit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like a little mini exhibit of his exhibits. So, so this is a pattern by Shaded Stitchery by Nuri. So if you haven't seen it before, her patterns are amazing. But this one is very cool because it is based on statistics of the Black experience in the turn of the 20th century. So very cool. And I just, it's a shadow box, right? So it'll stand up by itself. And I just took the backing thing and basically folded this over. It's not even attached, so it's just squished in there. It looks good. It's square enough for me. It was not the first time I had to take it out and reline it, but yeah. So if I decide I want to do something else with it, it isn't physically attached, right? It'll be easy to take out and change if I just change it up. So, and my other finish. So if you are going to Stitch North, you might know that there is, or I mean, some people are at Stitch North. Right?
There's 2 weekends.
Yeah, right. Weekend, April weekend, May weekend. We are going to May next weekend, but there is a smalls exchange, and so I decided for my smalls exchange that I would stitch the New Year's freebie by Dee and Kari. Dee's 20 Stitches and Uncanny Kari. So if you're on their newsletter, they send you a New Year's freebie. At least the last 2 years they have. So it seems like a tradition. We'll see what happens. But they had this beautiful pattern. The one in the model is stitched like in this like white and gray. It's really pretty and wintry. But I did mine in a Live and Die LA Bordeaux. And it's just on a natural linen, I think either 36 or 32 count, but I did it 2/2. And then I bonded it with some heat and bond to this little bag. Did some little stitches on the edge, so it'll make just a nice little notions pouch or something else for whoever gets it. I'm going to put some goodies in it, and then I will wrap it up, and it will be anonymous on the table. But hopefully, whoever gets this really loves it because I really like it, and I think I might make one for myself. I've got more of these bags, so watch for more finishes like this because I like it.
Yeah, it's a great idea for a finish. I like it a
lot. Yeah, and just like if you're gifting something small to a friend, then they get 2 gifts.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Full bag and whatever you're putting in it. So yeah, I have a surplus of these bags, so I might as well make use of them. Okay, so those were my Foley finishes. This was also a start, a finish, and a Foley finish because that's what you got to do for a smalls exchange. Otherwise, you don't get to participate. Megan, do you want
to any other just finishes?
Yeah, but like start with your big one.
Okay, I'll go. All right, so the first thing I finished was from Dee's 20 Stitches, Trans Rights. Let's make
that one too. I couldn't
Um,
remember. I don't think I had finished it when we filmed. I think I had started it, but not
number
finished it.
two.
Finished it the day that we filmed. I don't think I was done because we filmed in the morning.
Oh yeah, the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I haven't like
Oh, we
cut
have the
this
first
because
one. This
it's on the other side of this which I'm still working on, and I've measured it so I know like my borders are going to be okay, but I don't want to cut it because then it'll just be harder to stitch
Yeah.
on with
Yeah.
less fabric. So I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm going to do the next one like right next to it, like here. I think
This
I'll
one
have them like
because
together.
I got myself confused.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first thing I finished, and I finished that. I have stats. Finished that on April 13th. I started it on February 11th, and I finished it on April 13th.
Don't worry, folks. It didn't take her 2 months to stitch it. It probably only took her 2 days. Just
It
one in
was
February, one in April.
a
Maybe a couple more.
start. I did a start, which was like an hour, and then I did like another hour, and then I did 6 hours and finished it. So yeah. Um, and I'm not gonna do these in order. I'm gonna do them in the order that I have them stacked up here. So then I finished this little clover. This
It
is
looks so good.
Spring Fling by Luhu Stitches. And I did some creative. There was supposed to be more French knots here, but they were buggy. I did like two of them, and then I was like, oh, they look terrible. I can't get them tight enough. Like it's hard when you're only stitching French knots and you have nothing to like anchor it. I don't know. It was pissing me off, and I was like, it looks fine. I'm leaving it. So yeah, I finally finished that, and I started that one in September of last year. That was one of my ABC Ingo starts, and then I finished it on April 24th, and it's on just like black Ada. I think it's 14 count, and I subbed all of the colors. It was like a little like stash buster project for me. It's done. And then yesterday I finished Song of No Ruse by
Yay.
Miriam Marumi Designs.
So pretty.
I started this on March 21st and I finished it last night. And this is on an 18 count. It's called Strawberry Lemonade. It's this gorgeous piece of fabric from Haley Tent Stitch.
All her stuff is so good.
Friend at the sewing shop.
I'm a little worried that maybe she got bought out this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. But if she got bought out this weekend, that means we can just hang out more next weekend because she won't have to.
She'll be like, I have nothing to sell. I'm just here
right?
as a guest. I already ordered some stuff from her that I'm gonna pick up.
I resisted because I have my monthly thing. I know I will buy something in person, but I pre-ordered some other things, and so I will be inspired in the moment. So
this floss is from her as well. This is called Unicorn Delight. This floss. And then I finished my plants. So this I started on May 2nd last year. This was a Mania start. And I finished it on April 26th.
it's so pretty.
I subbed pretty much all of the DMCs because I just like it was stuff that I just had. And then the green for the pothos is or is that a pothos? I don't know.
The viney one.
It's a hand dyed by Rolanda, and it was like the same three colors that was like the ones that were called for. And I just sort of like fussy stitched it so it was like, oh, like I have more dark right now. I'll do this one, this one, this one, and then I'll do these ones in the lighter color and da da da. And I just sort of moved around.
It looks so good.
It's good. And then there was also like more back stitching around like all of the ropes, but I just did the outline of the pots and the stems of the
flowers. It looks really good. I like it.
And it's gonna be a bookmark. I'm gonna finish it as a bookmark. Because it was like a kit that came in the Cross Stitcher magazine or whichever one. I think it was Cross Stitcher. And it came with like all the stuff to make a bookmark, but I just got the online version, so I didn't get the kit, but I can make a bookmark. And then I finished this, which was my second oldest whip, which was my almost abandoned whip to go with who is it? Stitchy Natty. Her hashtags, her themes for the month. And I was like thinking, I was like, I even was like trying to talk myself out of it because I was like, oh, I could just say like this is my most abandoned whip or whatever because and then I was like, no, this is the time to just finish this. So I
Yeah.
started this on July something 2020. I don't know the actual day because I wasn't tracking back then, and I finished it on April 24th. And all I needed to do was the back stitching around all of the lighthouses and the little sailboats. And it was like that kind of like old school version where it was like around every single stitch, but I just made straight lines around my sailboats
You look
because
beautiful.
like, absolutely not. Oh, the things are falling. I have to tighten the.
It's so
I
good.
just ironed it. I have to line up the. There we go. There. It'll look better when it's like fully finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that one is finally done. That took a very long time. And then my biggest finish of the month, which is something I thought I was going to finish a long time ago, which I started on December 31st, 2021. And I finished it on April 22nd. And it was the boat birth sampler from Historical Sampler Company.
So
And
good.
all I had left to do after our last video was these little fishies up here and then the entire like middle box. Yeah. Which I think took me like total time was like 3 hours because I still had to like chart it and stuff. But yeah, it was
So good. I really like the little life preservers too.
Yeah, those turned out really cute. I screwed those up like twice and I had to move them. And I also had to like figure out like the spacing because his name is like longer than like because it just says like name, but he has a pretty long name. So I was
No,
like,
it turned out
I need to
fantastic.
figure this out. Yeah. And this was all the called for except for the red that I chose was like a brighter red because it was like more of like an orangey red in the suggested things. And then I just changed out some of the whites. So like this one is supposed to be just pure white, but I did it in etoile so that you could see the little seagull. And then the bottom lighthouse I just did in one strand of white and one strand of the lightest blue that comes in the pattern. And that was that. And now I'm going to fully finish this and give it away. I'm gonna see if I can get that done tonight, actually, because then I can give it away to the person tomorrow, because I will see her at work tomorrow.
Lovely.
And that was it. I went on a full finish.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah.
So I have 4 finishes. So I have this one that was a start and finish. I've got this one that I already showed you. So let's make a statement number 2 by D's 20 Stitches. And it's on, I don't know where the tag is, but it's a Kaylee 10 Stitch, the sewing shop fabric with some hand dyed Rwanda and some DMC.
Is that My Chemical Romance or whatever?
One of them is, and the other one is something different. So, yes, this is the Chemical Romance one. So, and then after I did that, I wanted this on a specific part because I thought it would be nice with sort of the green bottom because of just the nature of it. So it says, bloom in your own way and your own time. And so this is Mislaid Pages, Jessie's chart that they did for Trans Day of Visibility. And I think I had talked about I was going to make it so it'd be a banner, but I just decided that I can just banner it like this and then it'll just have the pretty fabric underneath. So I just did it mostly as charted. I have some spacing issues, but I just moved the leaves and nobody can tell. So I did this with the same floss that I have for my Let's Make a Statement. And then I've got a couple more patterns that more or less use similar colors. So I'm going to keep working on things. The Little Mushroom by Stitching Ghost on Instagram. And then I have one from the Craft Experimentalist as well. If you do a donation, they have a chart that is also pro-trans and just a nice statement. So we're gonna just keep going and eventually make a banner. Maybe I'll hang it up here on my big blank
Mhm.
wall that I keep thinking about what I want to do with, but never biting the bullet. And then I have one more finish that was very important to get done this month because it prepares me for a new start. And it is Iron Maiden from D's 20 and Uncanny Kari from Spring Fling 2022. She's so beautiful. And so this is on Brennan Needle. The fabric is called Fizzy Pop. It's 36 count linen, and then all Brennan Needle flosses as well for her. You can see all that lace work in the middle. She's so pretty. And so I'm going to finish her into a pillow, just like Dee and Kari did. But I rummaged through my fabric. I do not have the right kind of pink. So I'm going to have to take her to the fabric shop and find the right kind of pink for the background. I also don't have I'm really like, I'm gonna try and make it look like what they did, but I don't have the right kind of lace. I have a lot of lace, but I don't have like that bigger frillier lace, so I'll need to be on the hunt for that as well. But she is gorgeous and I love her and I'm so excited. And I am going to be very shortly starting Spring Fling 2023 projects, but those are top secret still. So
I can't wait to see what you guys got. It's gonna be so good.
I'll show you on Wednesday. I'm bringing the whole damn thing with me, so you can have a peek. Okay, so that's finishes. That's a lot of finishes. So like, good job, us. Go team. Like I got 4 in a month where I felt like I didn't stitch. So
yeah,
that's pretty good. Did you start anything this month?
I did. I started 3 things. So the first thing I started was you just showed it, but my start on Bloom by Jessie and Mislaid Pages. So I have the start of my little egg.
Some of
and mine is on, I think it is 16 count wine stain that I got at I think I got it at Stitch North last year.
Okay.
And I'm using pretty much the called fors, except for my pink. I swapped out for this variegated DMC pink, which I think is really nice. And then I think everything else is exactly, yeah, I think it's what she suggested. So, or what they suggested. And so I will work on that. This is another one that I could like easily finish really quickly. So
yeah, I did mine in one day. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't have them, but
yeah. And now that I'm
it was
done,
a Sunday, granted, but
yeah. Now that I'm done my big project, that was like, anytime I would work on something else, I would feel guilty because I was like, I should be working on this. And then yeah. Anyway, so now next I started from Ink Circles. This is Tea Berry Tile.
mine's coming to Stitch North. I get it hand delivered from Jessie.
And this is the Tea Time palette from that X Stitch the Rainbow ink. And so I have all of my glosses here that I ordered from Top Knot Stitcher. And there is my tiny little start.
I love it. I love it so much.
And this is on 32 count plum. Yes, plum Lugana from, I think it's Swigart actually. And I think actually it goes this way. Yeah. Yeah, it goes that way. And I might have, because I have
mandala, it can go any way you want it to.
yeah. I think it matters when I start stitching it again, but for right now, it just doesn't look like anything. But I think I'm gonna see if I have enough room on this one for like 5 of the patterns that I chose, and then I'll do, yeah, and I'll like if it goes with like, you know, this type of background would be good for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I started from Marumi Designs, Miriam. There's random awesome. This is Happy Eid.
How about I pull mine out too? I also started Happy Eid.
And I'm stitching mine on 16 count Bridesmaid from Fabric Flare. And I'm stitching it with this silky thread that I got from Kaylee 10 Stitch
But that one's not a 12 weight, right?
No,
It's thinner, so
this
you're
is a 30 weight. So it's a
okay.
little thinner. I had to do some Googling because I thought I was like, oh, isn't it supposed to be thicker? And then I saw on the bottom it said silky 30.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and so I Googled what it was, and then it was like, oh, it's like a half of yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 2 strands.
Okay. It looks great.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
very
doing mine.
pretty.
This is one of the printed DMCs that you can get like at Michael's or whatever.
Oh, perfect.
And then so it's 14 count Ada. And then the color is Sulky Peacock, one of their variegated ones. And I felt that it was appropriate because Miriam often uses the Sulky variegated.
Yeah.
And I think it's turning out fantastic. I'm almost done that big part of the border and then I'll bring the middle. This is probably going to come with me because I've been stitching it in half. I love a sulky on a 14 count for stitching in hand. So it looks great.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about those.
I'm gonna see. Yeah. I'm gonna try to pick up some sulky 12 weight because I like stitching with it, and yeah, I think I would like the thicker one even better.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I also chose sulky because Miriam loves sulky. She talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
And those are my 3 starts.
Okay.
What else did you start?
I have one other start. Right. So Bloom was also a start and a finish. The New Year's freebie was a start and a finish. I started my Happy Eid. And I also started the Heart Sampler.
Oh yeah.
By Big Bad Vibes. So we're doing hashtag Big Bad Heart Sampler. I've just got a very tiny start in the corner. I chose this luscious red fabric from Jody of the Steel City Stitchers. I don't think it has a name. And then I'm doing it very tone on tone. I would grab the floss for you, but as you can tell, I've got a big friend here. I put you down. Will you leave me alone? No? Is that a no? I was gone for 2 days. Can you tell?
He misses you.
He missed me. So I've got all of these Brennan needles. Oh no, not these ones. So many flosses. So I'm using all of these Brennan needles, and I'm just gonna, like, I haven't just done like a 1-for-1 sub for the colors that Fergus calls for, but I've got all of these Brennan needles that are very nice tonally with this red. And then now that Iron Maiden is done, and we got a second pattern that's just like, it's like the similar heart face. And it says, don't touch me. So I'm going to stitch that as well from Dee and Kari, but it won't take nearly as much floss. So I'm going to integrate my leftover Iron Maiden ones too. So
yeah,
look for all these flosses in my heart sampler.
that is a great.
This is a big long-term project, so I'm going to keep plugging away on it. I am going to bring this one with me to Ontario to get more work done on it because it is just a very, very small start in that corner. I'd like to at least get over to the rib cage and get that in, and then I've got a nice big chunk of it done. So those are my starts. Did you work on anything else, or did you just work on things that you finished? Oh, you do have more projects.
I had 6 whips that I worked on. I added up I stitched every single day in April except for the 17th, which was the day that my last project was due. And I was just sort of like not doing anything else because I was like, I need to work on my project, and I'm not allowed to do anything else until it's done.
Which you aced?
Yes, I did actually. Well, 44 out of 50.
That's 88%.
Yeah.
At my institution, I don't know what it is at yours, but
yeah. So that worked out. That worked out really good. And then yeah, I stitched every single day. I stitched a total of 93.5 hours in April.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So what did I work on? I worked on, so first I did my 10 hours on Funky Menagerie that I was supposed to do in March and I didn't get around to doing. Let's take a look at that. It will be done. Or if Megan has hers handy.
No, mine's upstairs.
Okay, So it's gonna look like this when it's done. And I told myself I was gonna do 10 hours and I was gonna try to do 5 animals, and I ended up doing 10.
So good.
So all I basically just had the center ones here. I had these two birds and this armadillo thing or whatever he is, and
Sea
then the
armadillo or an
squid.
anteater? I thought he was an anteater.
Anteater, that's what it was. Yeah, anteater. And then the penguin and the squid, and then everything else is brand new.
So good.
So yeah, I did very good.
I love it.
And yeah, it's coming along.
Mhm.
So another like couple of like long stitchy days, I could be done. I would like to finish this year. That is a stretch goal. And then I did my 10.5 hours on Afshan Sampler
Oh yeah.
from
How did I
Mermaid
forget that?
Designs. Hmm? You should
I
what?
completely forgot that you
On
had
that?
worked on that one. And you know
Yeah.
why? It's because my brain is a hot mess. So
So
look at
I
that.
wanted to do, let's look at the picture. I wanted to do this whole middle, oh jeez, this whole flower row here. I thought maybe I could get that done in 10 hours. But the top three is just like solid stitching up
Dense.
all the way across. Took a while.
And because you're
So,
using a variegated floss, you can't just. Oh,
well, it's not that variegated.
because you have the different color. Yeah. Okay.
So I went with just like a solid pink
Hmm.
one that I had kind of selected to go with the variegated one. And I really I like how it looks a lot.
So
And then
good.
I did my 2.5 little flowers here, and then I was like, I think I had like 2 hours left or something of my 10 hours. So I was just like, okay, let me just finish this solid stitching all the way across. And then yeah, there we are.
So pretty.
And I pulled the border down here so that I could like use it as a reference for like lining things
Yeah,
up.
to count things off of. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very coming along. And then I think I'll switch back to the variegated floss for the next couple of rows because
That's
that pink is almost gone.
I believe it. There,
Yeah,
that's.
I pretty much used all of it. Like it was like a normal sized piece, and this is what's left. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And you've
that's
got to finish those flowers
yeah.
before
I think
you.
I'll be able to finish them easily, and I might have just a tiny little bit left over after that. But yeah, I did my 10.5 hours on that. And then I actually worked some more on my WhipGo call from last month just because I had it out and I was really enjoying working on it. And it is this one from Emma Congdon.
Aloha.
Yeah. And I don't know if you recall where I left off at the end of
I do
March,
not recall.
but I had started the toucan and I was just kind of working on like the green down here
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So his head is all finished and everything basically from the side of there's some more pink that goes in right here, but everything from here down is completely done.
Nice. It looks so good.
Yeah. I
Because
just
there's
like
no back stitching on that, right? Like when it's just,
no,
yeah.
when it's done, it's done. Yeah, so I did like another 11 hours on this actually this month.
Impressive.
And yeah, that's all pretty much. And this is like where the pattern splits in half. So I
So you're
pretty much just had it like on my frame like that half, and I just like instead of like jumping around, I just like worked on only that piece. So yeah.
It looks so good. The colors are so bright.
Yeah, it was definitely my most colorful whip, which was also like low key my Stitch for Pride prompt
Yeah.
was to work on my most colorful whip. So yeah, worked on that. And I worked on my Natural World sound quite a bit as well. So when I left off last month, I had only this and then this first section of mountains. That and then this. That was all done. So all of these letters, the rest of these mountains, these waves, this border, these borders going across, and from I think here, this border was all brand new. And that was 11 and a half hours that I stitched.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show mine now too.
Yeah.
I worked on my natural world style a lot, but never for like a big amount of time. So I made good progress, but I did not meet my aspirational goal of getting caught up. But I did, like my border
Oh
was.
yeah, you did so much border though.
I did all the rest of the February and March border. I brought my ladybugs along, although those might have been done. Brought the alphabet along, and then now I'm starting to work on bringing these along. I might eventually get caught up, hopefully. May will be a light stitching month because it doesn't have border.
Yeah.
Right? So if I can get caught up on this, and then I can move over and do April and May together, maybe I'm gonna bring this with me.
Oh, good.
56 count, so I will not be stitching on it at Stitch North.
Yeah.
But when we're just hanging out at your house,
my house, yeah,
I can do some work on this one. So
I have good lighting.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too because like when I go to Bill's house, I have to bring.
We can also take pictures of them together side by side because mine's gonna be so tiny compared to yours. It doesn't look that much on the screen, but in person it's gonna be tiny.
It's really like for scale. Yeah, like when I go to Bill's, I have to bring like 14 count stuff to stitch on because it's like he has terrible.
Well, I bought myself a little like lamb that clips on here with a little light. And even when I'm sitting on the couch, I use that for this now. It's very good. It doesn't, the chart, I have to remember to charge it every night.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold the charge forever, but it does a very nice job of helping to illuminate my tiny, tiny, tiny stitching.
I'm gonna show.
If I ever say I'm going to do a stitch along on 56 count again, please do not let me. I don't own any 56 count. I don't have any to buy any more 56 count, but just like don't let me.
Yeah. Just don't even let you buy it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show the
oh yeah, where it's at. Yeah.
So this is where we're at.
May will be coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
but you can see May will have letters, it will have the DNA and the bird prints and some more of that wording. It'll be a very light month relative to what we have been getting. So, and then I can just pull all those things along instead of stopping at the April. So
yeah,
the mushrooms and the snails are my reward for getting the other stuff done. I'm really excited to stitch them.
I'm excited for this, for those little and for this guy. So I still haven't even done my Monstera leaf, but I'm just gonna keep going.
The Monstera leaf is very fun too, but yeah, pull the rest of it across.
I'm gonna, because I'm still to do my beetles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my beetles all the way across, and I'm gonna finish the top border and try to hit that corner, and then I'll go down and I'll do my cacao leaf and my mushrooms before I move the frame back over and do this part. Yeah, that's the plan right now. And I can finish my alphabet and like keep going. So that's the plan. But yeah, it's becoming like like I'm doing mine on 40 count, which definitely at first was like hard. But I'm getting so much better. Like every time I pick it up, I get so much better.
Get used to it after you work on it for a while.
So I had a bit of a surprise project that I worked on this month. A lot. I worked on this for 18 hours. And I literally was finishing the Trans Pride Make a Statement one. And I don't know why, but all of a sudden I was like, I want to work on that mermaid one. Just like out of nowhere. And I was like, I should get it out. Like, why can't I? I can do whatever I want. Yeah. So I worked on It's a Mermaid Life by Tiny Modernist. And when I started, all I had was the palm tree. The palm tree was completely done, which I stitched when I started. I started it in September last year, and I did all of this.
The whole top.
The whole top is done. All I had was that big palm tree.
Not even the island, just the palm tree.
Yeah, everything else is brand new. And I made a tiny mistake.
Don't tell people.
I want to talk about how I fixed it. So I this ship mast was supposed to be one over. And so and then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just move everything. But then I realized that this wave, because I had finished the ship before I realized it was one over. And I was like, I can't move the wave because it perfectly matches up with the bottom of the ship. So it has to be where it is. And I was like, or I can make one of the waves one stitch bigger. But then I was like, no, it'll bug me that it's not even. So then I decided to fudge my islands, right? So I just did one stitch less on this one and one stitch more on this one to make up the difference.
And nobody
And
will know.
no one will ever know.
Everybody
And
who watches this
her tail is just missing one stitch as well. But like, right, like it looks fine.
It looks great.
No one will ever know.
It's customization.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, when I realized it, I was like, oh my God, this ship is one stitch over. And Bill was like, do you have to take it out? And I was like,
Can
no.
you look at this and tell me where my error is in my border?
I think I remember you telling me where it was, but like looking at it, it doesn't look wrong.
This little tulip is one stitch shorter in its little
Oh,
stem,
okay, yeah.
right? And so I've got one line extra down here, but you can't tell, right? Like it looks fine.
No, it looks perfectly fine.
Oh.
I screwed up one of my tulips too on mine. The like leaf is in the wrong place.
Oh, looks fine. It's
No,
fine.
no one will ever know. As long as everything else matches up, you're perfectly fine. But yeah, so I did a lot of this.
So good. So good.
And now next, and I feel like the top was like the most dense part of the stitching, like those mountains.
Yeah.
Those alone were
There
like,
is more below, but you can do it motif by motif.
but it's just
the
fishies.
the seafloor is going to be pretty dense, but again, you can do a coral and do the crab, and you can do the little, is it a treasure chest, right? That little scallop, and just bits and fill in the sand, right? You don't even need to like, you just fill in the sand as you do things.
Yeah, I'll just have like my browns out when I'm doing it, and then just totally. No, I'm so glad I got this out, and I was working on it for a while. I'm really enjoying it. This is all the called for DMC, and it's on 16 count Glacier by Picture This Plus. It was supposed to be Calypso, but no one had it, so it
looks beautiful. It's a good color.
And this is only, so now I know how big it's gonna be, and it's only like half this size.
You've got lots of fabric.
I have lots of this left. So that's perfect. Oh no, all my floss fell out of the bag. And then last night, after I finished Song of No Ruse, I decided to get out one of my other small-ish whips and work on that for a little while. And this one I started for Miriam's birthday. It was her wildcard B-Day sale. And she told us to pick a floss and a floss color or something like that we were uncomfortable with, that we didn't know what we were going to do with it. And so I picked this pattern, which was a freebie from Barbara Anna, which is Strawberry Dreams.
It's so cute.
And I completely threw the color palette out the window, and I based my palette on this, which is a hand dyed by Rolanda, which is like a pink, purple, blue situation. That I like these colors, but I truly was like, I don't know what I'll ever do with this.
Yeah, it's so heavily variegated. What do you do with it?
And it was.
She throws those super variegated ones in, and then you're like, borders.
It was part of a mystery pack that I bought from her at Stitch North too. So I was like, I don't even know. And so I did. So I had her hat, and then the flowers in her hair was done. So I finished the hair and her face and all of that. And I just like fussy cut the pink out of this to do her hair, and then the blue was the hat. And her.
Are you gonna just, for her like shirt, are you just gonna use the floss and like let it pool, or are you gonna do?
Yeah. I'm gonna do the berries in this because I think the shirt might be too much for what I have left. And then I was gonna do the shirt in this like purpley one that I used for these flowers. I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe just blues, because I also have this other blue that I threw in my bag.
Well, that's nice.
Sully by Roxy Floss. So I might do that. don't know. I'm playing around with it. I'm just like kind of picking stuff. And I didn't really know what I was going to do with her face. So her eyebrows are the purple from this color, and her lips and her eyelashes are the blue, and then her nose, just like the line of her nose, is the pink. So
Cool.
she makes very bold makeup choices.
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
And we
so
love
that
her.
was, and I worked on that last night for like 5 hours, and yeah, stayed up way too late. So
I noticed you were up late because when I messaged you at 10 p.m. my time, I got a reply.
yeah,
Meghan, go to bed.
I was up till like almost 3 o'clock.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I have to open tomorrow, so that's gonna be rough. But whatever. I think I dropped more floss on the ground. No, okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, that was all. That was all my whips.
Awesome. So
Lots
I
of
showed you my natural world, which I will keep plugging away on. I pulled out, so on one of Michelle Bendy's Twitch streams, we were just talking about fancy ladies and things like that. Oh, my computer's made noise, whatever. Fancy ladies, things like that. And I was like, I'm stitching Angel of Love by Lavender Lace, which is this one. And I said, after that, I think I might be done. Right? Like this is my one and only fancy lady. I did a Nora Covert, one of her like Halloween witch thing, but
witch,
yeah, but I haven't done like a full Mirabilia, but this is going to be it. This, like the skirt is like half beads, right? Like it's a huge project. But anyways, we were talking about it, and Helen, the Diddy Stitcher, was like, "Oh, I have Angel of Lace too, and I'm scared to start it." And so Michelle and I are both like, "No, you got to start it. It'll be fine. It'll be great." So I peer influenced her to start it. So I brought out my Angel of Love in solidarity. Helen started. Okay, so if you don't know Helen, the Diddy Stitcher, go watch her. She's fantastic. She has been floss tubing a lot longer than us, but I adore her. And then she started at the bottom. So she started down at the bottom, and she's doing the beads as she goes. So like the very
smart
point of the skirt, doing the beads as she goes. It looks great. I had already started. I did a middle start. So I could line up on my fabric, and then I had counted up. And so I had all the white in the wing. And so I'm filling in this other cream color. And I was like, oh, it won't take very much time at all. Oh no, there's tons and tons of stitches. So that's what I've been working on. I think that's what I'm going to work on the next couple days before I leave for Ontario, and hopefully get that cream filled in the wing, but we'll see. I'm just going to take it as it comes. But yeah, so I have been working on that. This is definitely a long-term project. So now I have a friend to stitch it with. Helen and I can pull it out and work on it and show each other pictures and inspire each other, which is really exciting. And she says she's not mad at me for peer pressuring her, so that's good. And then I also, so last time we talked, I was like, oh, next time you see my chaos burbs, March will be done and like April will practically be done. No, I haven't touched them until yesterday afternoon. I started putting in, so I have the highs for the end of March, and so I've got to put the lows in there. And then I came over with the same color and started putting in the April ones, since I have, other than today, the whole temperature range for April. So I've got to keep putting it in. This little blip in here is when I went to Vancouver, and it was a little bit warmer, and then it will slowly start to rise. And then we're going to have, so I was in Kamloops, so I'm going to put Kamloops in here where it was 30 degrees. I didn't pay much attention. The only thing I paid attention to, because we're going for 2 days, I'm like, whatever, we're going for 2 days, we're going to be inside. It doesn't really matter what it's doing in Kamloops. So I just paid attention. I wanted to know if I was going to be driving through snow or not. No snow, great, because everybody's warm. It was 20 degrees here yesterday. I just haven't been paying attention because I've been so busy and out of it, right? I only wanted to know if I was going to have snow. We go through a pretty high mountain pass to get to Kamloops from here. Snow at the end of April is highly likely.
Really normal.
Yeah. So, and then we get to Kamloops, and I'm like, holy crap, it's warm. Yeah, 27 degrees and then 30 degrees. And then the conference that we were at, the big room didn't have air conditioning working. It was so hot. And I had brought like not fancy,
Clothes, yeah, warm
right?
clothes, yeah.
When I go to work, I wear jeans and hoodies and whatever, sweaters and things. And like I sit at my computer and they don't pay me to wear nice pants. But when I go to a conference, I try and look a little bit more professional. I'm representing the programs that I work with, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever. I'm I don't know, senior
Yeah.
leadership, I guess, technically. So I should look the part when I interact with strangers or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah. Totally. No,
I
I
don't know
get
how I fell into a job like this. Anyways,
it.
um, so I was wearing these like wool polyester pants, which I don't normally wear. It's just so it's terrible,
No. Yeah.
terrible. And the funny thing is, so Allie, Misfit Stitches, and I have been texting back and forth about how funny it's going to be because we're going to go to Ontario and it's going to be summer and like Allie, it's still snowing where Allie lives in northern Quebec, right?
I mean,
And so we've been texting back and
it's
forth.
not
And
summer
then
now.
I sent her the picture. I'm like, I just found summer. Like it's 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Chilly. But then I came home and it was 20 degrees. And we went over to our friend's house yesterday for like the first fire of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And they live higher than we do. Like they're up higher. So they've still got a bunch of snow in their yard. And so my dog, who loves snow, like we got there and he's just all over the snow pile. He's like, hey, how's it going? I love you, Snow. Why'd you leave me? Why are you still here? Why can't you at my yard? Right? It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post some pictures to Instagram. So if you want to see my dog, go check that out later. Anyways, this is where my chaos birds are at. This is for my stitch for Pride this month. This is what I'm considering my most colorful project. I think I have ones that technically have like more colors in them, but this is colorful in a
Very
different.
colorful.
So I have a lot of catching up to do. I clearly have not kept up with my, I'm going to put in a strand of gray every week too, and like be ahead of my things. So this wasn't going to come with me to Ontario, but because it will be pretty mindless stitching for like when we're visiting or if we're watching something or whatever, right?
Yeah.
With me. And work on, even if I just work on the wires and like bring the A12 colors, like there's supposed to be vines and things in here and get that stuff filled in. The birds themselves go fairly quickly, especially when you've got, like I have the whole month, right? So I'm just plunking it in.
Yeah.
And I take the pattern and I write right on it the number of the day. So it's easy to tell which bird is bird, which bird
Oh,
is
smart.
bird is which, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but I will keep working on that. We will get some really hot colors. I'm really excited and yeah.
I mean, I can't promise summer. I mean, next weekend, I don't know. It's
I
gonna be
am
different.
bringing long pants and short pants,
Yeah.
t-shirts and sweaters, and like it's Ontario in May. I'm going to be prepared for any weather and it's fine. And I don't know yet if I'm going up to see my sister. It might be cooler up there or it might be warmer, right? Like it can go either way. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be prepared for everything.
Right now it is
Most
raining.
prepared. I'm going to be prepared to hug all my friends, right? To have a lot of
people. Meet
to get a
people we've
tattoo.
never met.
Yeah, all these people that I spend so much time with, right? And now we get to see each other in person and it's so exciting. And also going to be shy and awkward and nervous, but we all are awkward. Michelle thinks that we need to go downstairs right for 8 o'clock, maybe even a little earlier, so we can get like 3 or 4 tables all together because, and then we can just circulate through the tables and connect with everybody.
I want to be near a wall because the outlets are very few and far between. Yeah. Or like plugging in your phone or like your lamps or whatever during the day.
I've got this is my Acorns and Thread Charter Bank. And I've got another one, so I'm gonna bring these. So I've got charging. So we will see.
I have a couple too. And then like also like because like when I was there last year, I wasn't like staying at the hotel. So I couldn't just like run upstairs and like plug stuff in.
Yeah,
so,
but now
we'll be able to do that as well.
Great. I had one more whip, which is my crochet whip, which I'd be done and basically done the next one. But again, life has been hectic, so it is not. This is my triangle shawl. I have so this is the second to last of the lace work that I just finished doing. So I have one more, so I've got 10 more stitches and then another thing of lace work. And then the designer says to just like, you can continue doing the lace work. And I've got quite a bit of yarn. Like this is more than this pattern called for. So I might just continue doing the lace work until I'm done, but I need to get this done because I have not even started the next one, and then there's one left. And to be eligible for prizes, you have to have all 5 done by the end of May.
Yeah.
But
it matches your sweater that you're wearing right
it does
now.
match my sweater. You might notice I like the dark greens. But I like the Tunisian crochet is so nice to work on planes. It's like you're not right. You can sit next to somebody and you can work on it, and you're not going to be elbowing them and things like that. With knitting, I find that I move my arms a lot more than with the Tunisian crochet. I don't know why. It shouldn't.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to
That makes sense.
I'm going to wind up all the yarn for the next 2 projects because it's not wound yet. So that's one of my afternoon tasks today, is to wind it all up. So I'm burping all of a sudden. It's very rude. Sorry, people. I hope you don't
I
mind.
just was coughing like crazy, so.
Anyways, so I'm going to bring all that yarn. Essentially, I'm going to bring 8,000 things with me to Ontario. I will probably work on 3, and then I will come home, and then I'll be like, why did you plan so much? That was really stupid of you. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. It's going to be fine.
You're also going to get stuff at the retreat, and you're going to want to start it right away.
So I need to start. Okay, I have my spring fling to start. Like, let's just jump into plans, I guess. So I've got all this knitting to do, or crochet to do by the end of May. Oh my goodness. The next project is smaller than this one though, and more straightforward. Like the lace work takes me a lot of time because I have to actually like think and count. Yeah. I'm on track. And then the last one is like a combination of things. And I've got like 5 colors and a fade. I don't know. I got to figure it out, but we'll see. I will either finish on time or I will not. But at the end, I will have 5 beautiful new scarves to wear when it's cold again, which will be, you know, just a few months from now. I'll be ready for fall. Yeah. I'm going to start spring fling, which we'll have to figure ourselves out the spring fling crew, because it's at the same time that some people are getting their tattoo on Sunday. But I think we can just like set ourselves up somewhere and put Dee and Kari on an iPad or something, and yeah, I don't know. I'll connect with the people.
You have free Wi-Fi somewhere. That's all you really need,
right?
Yeah.
Put ourselves in a corner. Put the thing up there. We'll figure it out. So spring fling. I have My Necessity by Shaded Stitchery that I have the pattern because it's a PDF pattern, but I got the floss pack, so I'm going to pick that up. I did not get the fabric, but I might just see like I assume that they
need like a neutral
fabric. Well, but I'll just get either the called for Roxy fabric or another neutral Roxy fabric.
Yeah.
Right, like once I've picked up my stuff, I will. Right, or maybe Kaylee has something. Right, I'll figure it out.
Lots of places to get fabric.
So there's that. And then, there was one more thing I was going to start. I'm getting, so when I shared my bird box, I told you all that I was stupid and I didn't get the dyes, the dinky dyes and the fabric. So I've bought them now from Jessie, and Jessie's I made a big purchase from Jessie. Jessie's bringing me my Tree and Bay silks, bringing me the stuff I should have gotten with my bird box and all that.
Did you get the tea time palette from Jessie?
Yeah.
That's the Tree and Way? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you might get those.
Well, I didn't get it right away. And then, so I'm getting the ink circles and the Chatterbroth pattern from Jessie. They thought they had gotten Abby's pattern, but they didn't. So I'll order that from Abby because I want that one, the Top Knot Stitcher one. And then I also want to get Artist Design, the little dinosaurs. So I'll have 4, and that's what I'm going to do. I really like Abby's. You were with me. I have one of those T-shaped trivets, right?
Yeah.
And I bought it because like, how do you leave that behind? Yeah. But now, right? Like, obviously I have to.
It's perfect.
Do that, right? Yeah. So I will probably start that or one of those patterns. Maybe I'll start Michelle's and get her to stitch on it a little bit too. That would be fun. And then I'm going to bring, I want to start Jessie's pattern with Jessie there too. With the fabric and the floss. Yeah. I will start 10 things at Stitch North and stitch 20 stitches on each of them. And then
that's what it's all about.
I'm bringing a big suitcase and I am not filling it so that I can bring stuff back.
Exactly. I'm probably going to I have that little rolly suitcase now that my friend gave me when I went home from BC before.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, here's my tiny backpack because we're just taking the train. So I'll just bring the rolly suitcase
Yeah,
and fill it with stuff to come home.
I'm gonna travel so heavy. So I'm gonna have a big suitcase that I'm checking. I'm going to have a little rolly suitcase that I'm gonna bring on the plane with me because I've got some presents and things that, right? Like I don't want to check my Stitch North exchange thing, and then if Pearson, my bag gets swallowed up by Pearson, right?
Which it probably will.
Right. So I'm gonna have a little rolly blade with a few days of clothes and right, like the gifts and things in it. And then I'm gonna have my backpack with my laptop because I have to work while I'm on vacation. Vacation. Um, my laptop and some projects and things, and yeah. So I'm traveling heavy.
Yeah.
For I think.
And I'm gonna be leaving here for 2 days as if I'm going away for a week.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much fun. Really excited to get my tattoo. Kim and I are getting ours on Thursday night. Yeah. So we'll get our tattoos and then we'll go to the hotel. So hotel folks, you'll see our tattoos. Kim and I will be the models. And then a few people are getting them on Sunday afternoon. Not as many people ended up getting it, which that's how it goes sometimes. But Erin Two Martini Stitcher made a really good suggestion that next year we all plan to like be there either a day before or a day after, and that can be the tattoo day. We'll see. Although, I mean, as I have expressed to the folks, it became a part-time job getting us all organized. But I think maybe we'll be a little bit more connected on it next year.
It'll be easier.
The same artist will want to work with us, and right, like we'll see. I don't know.
Once you know exactly what goes into it, you can be a little bit more like in front of it, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Right. You'll be like, this is the
Tell
thing.
Me this information right now, or you're out.
Exactly. So we'll see how it goes. I really like the bird that they've drawn. I'm not going to show it now. We'll show off our actual tattoos. But the artist took a specific bird that Stitch North people will be familiar with because it's a freebie bird from Michelle, a freebie chart from Michelle, and then they interpreted it in their own style, and then they've made it like blue and purples and green, like the colors that people that are getting it vibe with, right? Like it's gonna be gorgeous. Yeah. We're all gonna have the same tattoo, and next year we can get another same tattoo and just keep building off of it.
Yeah, that'll be like a whole. You'll have like a whole sleeve just of Stitch North.
I mean, I don't know.
I have
get it. I'm getting it right here on my third arm.
On this arm I have. Yeah. I barely
space here.
I don't even know if I really have. I guess I have quite a bit of space still on my legs, but I would get that.
I haven't done anything on like my upper legs ever, so they're robust. There's a lot of skin there, so.
Oh yeah, you got some prime real estate.
Yeah.
What are my plans? So my other call for I don't have. Oh well, I can show you the other one. My other call for WIPCO last month was supposed to be the Frosted Pumpkin Cottage, and this is the original version, but I'm gonna stitch the Christmas version.
Doing the Christmas one, yeah.
But it's over there. I totally forgot to grab it, but that's okay. So yeah, I didn't even touch it. But I just put it on a frame the other day, so it's ready to work on whenever I
start going at it. And it'll probably feel easier now that you've spent so much time on the 40 count, right? Like it's still tinier, but it'll feel easier.
But it already, like, looking at it, I'm not as intimidated as I was before. Yeah, it's definitely like yeah, I'm getting way better all the time. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do 10 hours on that because I don't have to do my calls in order, but I want to. So I'm gonna try to do that before I do any of my other before my other WIPCO call. So what
are your May calls? Have you looked them up? Do you know?
Yeah, so that one was my April one, and then my 2 May ones. I'm gonna do one at Stitch North because it's gonna be easy. It's on AAAAH. But my other one is Big Hearted Tiny Town.
Oh yeah.
But hand.
I
And I
am
really want to finish.
resisting the seashore town so hard, and it's so hard. I need, yeah, no.
I really want to finish this one because I want to get the other ones. So I have the tiniest little
But
start
10 hours on that, like
yeah.
you're gonna bust out so much.
Oh yeah. And now like so this is 28 count.
Yes.
I'm doing it over two. Like please. I'm yeah, so I feel like and even like the last time I worked on this, I remember thinking, oh, I can like I'm good at this now. Like I'm getting
Yeah.
better at this. So
Yeah.
like now like that's I'm gonna bust this out so
Right.
fast.
And you're basically
Um,
done the center,
yeah,
right?
it's really just like yeah, it's not that much left. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this for my 10 hours, and then my other one. So some of my whip go spots are to start and finish a quirky Quaker. And because I already had this one kitted up and I've been wanting to work on it for a while, and I think it would be a good project for doing at the retreat because it's on, I think it's 16 count Ada. I'm gonna do, um, where is she? It is the Quaker Seahorse, and because there's two of them,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna try to do both of them because of one I could do in like a day if I'm like seriously stitching. But if I try to do both of them, that could take like the whole weekend. And that
Yeah.
would just be perfect.
Be
And then
your
if I want to like if I get my kit for like the Beverly Glen sampler, which is the one that I'm getting, and I'm gonna try to get all the Roxy flosses for that one, then I might just start that one as well, but then I'll like keep working on this. So yeah, this is the color that I chose.
love it.
This is just
Are you
called
gonna do it sort of like the seahorse in one color bordering the other and flip it? Is that your plan?
no, I'm gonna do the whole each design in just one.
Okay.
Because it's like it's very like they're both very variegated. Like there's lots of different colors in there. So I'm just gonna like
Lovely.
let them yeah. Because that's how they did it on here, and I kind of like that.
Colors,
There's
yeah.
like one is all orange and one is all yellow. So I'm just gonna do orange and purple.
Nice.
And so this is My Funny Valentine by Roxy, and this is Warm and Fuzzy,
Love it.
also by Roxy. Let's go. And then this was just called One of a Kind Linen, whatever. Just like a charcoal kind of looking.
A nice
I have lots of it. I'm gonna try to do them. I think I'm gonna do them like close together so I can finish it as one thing.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do one and then I'll have to decide basically how close I want to put the other one, or like how big it would be as two. Like I'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be my project at Stitch North because I feel like that'll be easy to work on. And then if I get squirrely, because I'm also apparently Brenda Needle is gonna have the other Quirky Quakers that just came out, which okay, I have to tell this story. So Darling and Whimsy, like she posted the new like the farm animals, so like the pig, the chickens, and the cows, and they're so cute. So I bought a bunch of Quirky Quakers at the Brenda Needle table last year at Stitch North, and I was going to order them off Etsy, but then I was like, oh, maybe they'll have them, and then it would be nice to have the paper patterns because like we could do a giveaway or whatever. And then so I just like commented like in the post, I was like, oh, like are these going to be at the Brenda Needle table? And I like tagged Brenda Needle because I was like, maybe they'll have them, and then I could just like plan to buy them when I get there. And then they like responded like right away, and they were like, no, like we don't have them yet, like we're not gonna have them in time or whatever. And I was like, ah, shucks, whatever. And then literally like the next day, they deleted their first response to me, and then they were like, oh, apparently we are gonna have them now. And I was like, wait, did I manifest this? Like, was this me like sending vibes into the universe? Like, I really want to buy them.
I mean,
So yeah, I'm taking credit for that.
And Deanna's gonna be there at the May weekend, so we get to meet Deanna in person. She's one of the people.
Yeah, so I guess she's gonna have them. So, and then I can buy them there, and then I'll, if I find like, I mean, not that it's gonna be hard to find fabric and floss for a start on some of those as well. So I might do that too.
Great.
And then the only other thing that I'm getting Oh, the Toonie pattern, also from Dee and Kari, but I don't know if I would start that at the retreat. I don't know. We'll see. But then, and then, yeah, those are the only like things that I'm planning on getting that I've already like paid for. So, and then I'm getting some random fabric from Kaylee. I can't even remember what I bought. It's all good stuff. I'm sure.
It'll be a surprise. Yeah. No such thing as a bad fabric from her.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever it is great. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be my month. Hopefully, unless I get squirrely and just randomly grab another whip and do 20 hours on it for no reason, which
might just be inspired.
That's kind of the joy of having multiple whips, is you can just pick them up and work on them whenever you want.
Absolutely. Did you buy anything this month? Maybe we should just share a little.
The only thing I bought, you also bought, and it was Eid, Happy Eid from Marumi, which we both started, and the Earth Day collab from the Stitchers Collective.
Yeah.
So
there's 31 patterns in the Earth Day collab. I don't have anything pulled up. I'm not.
Maybe I can show a few of them.
But it is still on sale until May 15th. On sale. It's not sale. You donate. They've got, I think, four different organizations. You pick one, you donate, you show your proof of donation, and then you get sent the link to download the patterns. There are so many good patterns in there. I really resisted just starting them immediately because I did not have the capacity. Like, look at this. It's beautiful.
This is one of my favorite ones. This is going to be the first one I start, I think.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So good.
Beautiful. There's literally so many. There's ones that even I have like forgotten about. And they're big. Like some of them
are big, some of them are small. Like there's something for everybody. I love this. I love this so much. I want to do it.
It's funny because it's like a mini version of the other one that I'm doing, and I'm like, should I just do it like on the same fabric, just like in the corner?
But so they're available until May 15th. So if you haven't done it yet, and like the last time I saw, and I haven't been online very much, so I'm not sure, but they had over $8,000 donated to different organizations.
10,000.
See, right? Like that is amazing. Coming together.
Right? I was like, even if I mean I feel like I didn't donate that much. Like I was like, oh, like I'll give what I can.
Yeah.
Like more than the 10 suggested. But like even if people are only giving 10,000, like that's 1,000 people. Right? That's huge. Right. Like that's awesome.
And like the pattern set is just amazing. And oh, I love this. I'm
definitely gonna do this one. I
did the one by her that's the heart one for Daniel.
Yeah.
Right. And so I need to stitch that so it can like I can put it in another little frame and it can be on his
I was low-key thinking about doing this one as my small exchange and making it into like a bookmark. But I think that'd be cute. And I might still do that.
You've got 5 days. You could knock it out if you really still wanted to.
This one, of course.
Oh, I need to start that, but I also need to I need to do my Ashon sampler. I was looking and I have touched like 4, I think, of my 40 projects that I started the year with.
I love the mushrooms. Yeah.
And I have done so many starts and finishes. That is so pretty, but I would want the Cosmo flosses to get the colors right. And so I don't know. I toy with just ordering a whole set of Cosmo.
I love this one
too, right?
I love her.
You could even just do the pot with the vines if you just wanted to do something small. It would be. Oh, that otter. So cute.
This one is Michelle's.
Oh, I really like this one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I might do it in just like one very variegated green because I have a few from my
Michelle is also saying, so Abby at Top Knot Stitcher is selling Cosmo color packs, and there's a green one. That's all Cosmo.
Oh, yeah. Or like a variegated, like a blendable silky. There was one more that I remember thinking. Oh, this one. This one I really like too.
Yeah. And you could do them separately.
You could do little separate ones.
Or you could leave the
whatever.
words off. You could do them long instead of horizontal, right? Like there's so many
Oh, yeah,
options.
this one.
So
There's like honestly, every single one of them is so good, and like it's an absolute bargain. Like to get this, like, and it's not just like they're all different sizes. They're all different. Like there's
something for everybody in there.
Yeah.
And even if you only donate $10, right? Like that is less than the cost of a pattern often.
And even if you only stitch one and you got all like, right, like you'll have them forever. You have them forever. Yeah. There's no like expiry date. So there's no reason not to do it. There's no downside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only thing I bought.
I also got that. And then the only other things I have that I've like received, I've got some other, right? I've got my Jessie purchase that's coming to Canada. I've got my floss of the month from Rolanda, Hand Dye by Rolanda. If you're going to Stitch North and you don't have Hand Dye by Rolanda floss or fabric, she is there as a vendor, and I highly recommend. So this was our April pack, and I don't know.
What? That rainbow! Are you kidding?
It's so pretty. So pretty.
That's amazing.
I really like that.
Wow.
Orange and like lighter peach. I don't know. It's really nice. So
that's so nice.
So good. So
yeah, I have to get more stuff from her.
I have just one big ring of Rolandas, and I'm trying to use them more and more in things. And then I also got my fabric in my bag from Kaylee, and like, look at this. Oh my god, it's so perfect.
That was your like mystery, like that's just what she sends you.
Fabric of the month. It's perfectly pastel. But it's so good.
Pastel.
Love it. I have to find a perfect project for it. Like, see, if I stitched Mirabilias.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I have to downsize the bead, but that's totally possible. But I'm not going to do that. I'll see what I want to do on there.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
I love it so much.
I wonder if she'll have more, or if it's all gone.
Yeah.
I wonder if
this might be good for more trans ones too, because of the like.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I wonder if it was me and I knew that I was going to be doing 2 weekends, I would have stuff that I wouldn't put out on the first weekend,
right?
Just to make sure that I had stuff for the second weekend. Yeah, and I would be like, oh, sorry, I'm out of whatever, because they already had first dibs or whatever. But I don't know.
Okay, and then this is my bag, which when she posted these, I was like, it's so cute, and I was like, no, you don't need to just buy another random bag. And then I got it for my bag of the month. I love them.
He's so cute.
And then the little bauble this time.
Little jewels.
Yeah. I love it so much. So thank you, Kaylee. And I'm very excited to meet you. Imminently. It's so
I know.
Cool. And then my only other haul this month is so I am a patron of Kari, Uncanny Kari, and quarterly she sends us a little patron gift. And so this month we got this beautiful print.
Oh.
And then these stickers, which I'm pretty sure this is her cat, whose name is escaping me right now, but it looks a lot like her cat, so I'm pretty sure. But it's beautiful. She also she gives us a little cross stitch chart every month too, and so her chart is based on this as well.
Oh, that's cute.
I really love it. I thought that there was another sticker. Yeah. Sorry. She also sent us this beautiful.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's so you.
Yeah, right. She had us vote, and the crow I think came in second. Maybe that's why she got the sticker to this one. So I love it. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all of my little prints and things from Carly. Some of it I've got in my cross stitch journal, but like, this deserves. Maybe I'll just take it to work and put it on my bulletin board. Yeah. Doesn't need a frame or anything. You can just go up just like that.
You could get one of those little like plastic sleeve thingies, just to like, so that it's not. Yeah,
maybe. We'll see. Okay. I think. Oh no, there was one more thing. So also my haul, and I guess technically this came before last time, but we didn't talk about it. We made long distance stitchers, floss drops. So you got space in here to write about your floss. Hole in the bottom, hole in the top. Info for us. So if you are at Stitch North, come and find us and we'll give you a little set of floss drops. I think we're going to do them in 5s. I haven't quite figured out. We need like something to tie them, but we'll figure that out. We're going to be very busy on Wednesday night getting all of that, but it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, really
I wonder if we could just do like a paper clip and then just like put in the hole so that they will stay together without
trying to see if I have a paper clip.
just happen to because like that,
live right now on screen. I'd have to pick up some more paper clips.
Yeah, but
today, but I have to go do some errands, so.
The suspense is killing me. Perfect. There you go.
Oh, little paper clips.
Yeah.
So look for us and get your little set. And yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, you will see us shortly. We will sometime next week do our sort of special Stitch North episode. You can see all the things we did or did not start in our frenzy with our friends. You'll see my tattoo.
It's going to be another investment heavy episode.
Yes. Come for the shopping, stay for the minimal stitching.
Just based on what I bought last year without even any intention to spend any money, I know it's going to be a big.
Yeah, I need to give myself a budget. I think I'm going to get cash. That will be my spending cash. I need
cash
to
is good. People like cash
anyway, so I should just that's my budget, right? This much for my tattoo, this much for impulse purchasing, and we will go from there. Okay.
I'm excited.
I am too. So thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm not sure how long this is, maybe a little over an hour, I think, maybe close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just looking at the time, I did not pay attention to when we started, but if you stayed all the way to the end, thank you for listening to us ramble and be excited about Stitch North. And yeah, we will see you very, very soon. And we'll be together.
In a week.